Hi, how can I help?
I'm giving my dad my phone, and I think it's locked to 3, and also I need to start it all.
Okay.
I'm not actually sure if it is locked to 3, but I presume it is because I was on 3.
I can quickly put a 3 SIM card in there and another SIM card in there if it looks
Right, I think that's all good. We can see that coming up now, so what I'm going to do is just shuffle these around a bit and we'll get on with it.
That was basically, I got this
So,
phone,
where are we?
and I got that given, that SIM card given to me for free, but if a family member wanted it, so I haven't
Here
actually
we go.
registered that SIM card. That's probably why it's not showing as a signal, do you know what I mean?
I can see what's happening here.
It could possibly be, yeah.
There we go. Get this in focus for you. Move this out. Just going to turn the soldering iron on, flood this, and we're going to change it for this one. We've already done one of these yesterday. Well, might have been Saturday, in fact. Let's have a look. We're just going to get some of this glue and remove it just with the solder. And we're just going to flood these. Okie
Is that
dokie.
everywhere to get a phone unlocked? Is that how it works everywhere?
That's how it works everywhere.
Right.
And it goes to a server with the company who made it.
Right.
And then it's just in a list, so you just go through, tap unlock, next unlock, next unlock.
Right.
Put some more solder on here. Flood this down here. Gonna make sure all of these. And then I'm going to come back in with a, I think, right. I'm going to use this one here, it's got a bit of a flap. Right. And we're going to just...
So I've got the SIM card that my SIM card in my old iPhone 4S, so that's the one obviously I'm using.
I'm just going to run the heat over this bit here because that's where the glue is. Around here, just try and loosen that up.
Do you mind putting the
Right.
Thank you. And you also put a number to contact you on that.
Right.
If the phone's still working, we won't need it here. We can just take an identifier from it and the number, and then we can put that through, and you can still use the phone in the meantime.
Wait, so say that again?
We don't actually need to keep the phone here.
Okay.
We just need an identifier from the phone.
Just going to put some more solder on here. Sorry, it's stuck to my hands.
That's me or my dad?
No, each phone has an individual identifier built into it.
Oh, right.
So it just says that this is this exact phone.
So what number do you want? That number?
I can quickly get it off.
Right, there we go.
Yeah, me too. Oh, right.
We still have 2 weeks time before it.
You had that, didn't it?
Yeah.
I'll just put some more flux on this.
Those are the housings for the phone, so no housings. Take everything out of the phone you have and put it in a new one.
There we go.
Oh, pretty much. That's cool.
And
Flood that.
contact you on. Probably best not to say out loud, he's currently live streaming. So
Do you want to put his number down? Do you want to put their number down?
Here we go.
What would you be contacting us for?
just to call say that when we check our service say that the unlock has been successful, the unlock has failed, just so I can give you an update on it.
Okay, you can use mine. I mean, I don't answer to unknown calls, so will it be an unknown number?
As it's a phone number, you can send a text
Oh,
through,
perfect.
and it'll just be labelled
That's
iPad.
fine.
Okay, with unlocks we do have to have payment up front, as we don't have to keep the phone here, so...
Yeah, of course, yeah.
There we go, look at that. Once it comes off, it's easy. What I was doing is just heating the glue around. Let's get this back in camera view. Yeah, I was just heating the glue around here. You can see it here. And you can see the glue along here as well. Just check on the other side. I think that's some sort of resin they've used.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, they've got one here.
I think we've got more than one, so we have like 2 boxes in the back full of things.
Do you?
Yeah,
They're not small boxes, big boxes.
yeah, it just looks like some sort of epoxy they've used. So that's why it's so difficult to get this off.
We don't have any small boxes.
What I'm going to do is just run some solder over it to make sure that it's J. Davis.
Is that down by,
It's just opposite Hong Kong Express on the road that's leading to Hurst. Yeah, it's just a sleek tiny little doorway.
yeah.
About the size of that area there.
Okay, we're just going to let that cool down and I'm just going to clean this off.
And this is all being, oh no, I still need to be separate, right?
Yeah, you can. You would have to remember your Apple ID and passcode that you've got on there, or you can reset it, just remove it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright,
Yeah,
okay, so you'll just check the next bits.
Yeah.
Lovely.
that's nice and easy.
Thanks very much.
Have a nice
Right.
day.
Thanks.
Bye.
Right, we can see there, it looks all nice. Let's zoom in, have a look at some of these pads, make sure they've got plenty on. Looks like they've got plenty of solder on there. And I'll bring it back out to a level. Gets a little bit confusing when there's the printer going and people talking in the background. Doesn't take a lot for me to lose my train of thought. Okay, so you can see when I move the square in the bottom there, you can see it line up. If I zoom in a bit, in fact actually the top one, if you look in the top square here, up here, if you keep an eye on here, you'll be able to see there's a sort of target square. See the black line? And once you've lined it up, it kind of shows you that everything's in place. Right, here we
Right,
go.
very cool. How can I help? Can I ask who's calling? Okay, I'll see if he's available.
Yeah?
Person called Courtney from Connect.
No.
Unfortunately, he's not available at the moment.
Sorry if you're watching Courtney from Connect,
Thank you for
but
calling.
nope.
Alright.
Okay, I think that's lined up. What we're going to do, same old story, tack down these corners, move it along, tack down the corners. I'm just going to use this big soldering iron here. Then we're going to move in with the tweezers. Make sure that. Okie dokie, get some flux on that, and this is near the end. I'm going to show you the other iPad Mini 4 I was working on that we fixed the charging issue, but then it wouldn't display a picture, it would only display backlight. I had a quick look at it this morning and it looks like it's got components burnt around the LCD connector. I don't know what they are, but I will show you them before I end this stream, and I'll probably do another live stream on that just to do a catch up. Okay, you can see that at the top is it's pretty lined up now, so I'm just going to come in and tack this one down. And tack this one down. Wait till that cools down, then move back to here. Make sure this side is fully tacked down. That's good. And then we're just going to move along in the usual fashion. I'm not really keen on working on iPads. It's a pain in the arse to work on. Definitely weren't built with repair in mind. Gonna make sure these are down, and then we'll come along. Make sure there's plenty of solder. Try and do 2 of these at a time. Maybe not. I need to look at why one side of my tweezers is longer than the other. Okay. I think I'm going to come back on after this one and do the iPhone 7 TriStar. I'll make sure this one works. Wanted to do these a bit earlier in the day, but we've been absolutely slammed with general repair, so it's been difficult. I guess what's stuck to my hand. I'm not going to use that one. I don't think there's a problem with that. I don't know if there's a problem with one of these prongs. It doesn't seem to be getting as hot as it should be. Get some extra solder on these.
This phone's ready for blending.
Okay, just leave it to one side, mate, and I'll do it. If you get on with something else, I'll come back to that one. Come on. Need to try and heat these pads up so it brings the solder from underneath through. what I'll probably do is just clean this up, get some fresh flux on there, and then we'll test it. Okay, can you do that for me, Isaac? What Rick's just sent through? I don't know if you'll be able to open that. Soon find out. Okay, let's come back in with the flux. Looks a bit spotty at the moment. I think that's just the old flux. Different bits of flex and stuff in it. But we're going to come through and tidy that up. Make sure that it's all okay. I mean, these look like they're fully in. Definitely look like the top one is slightly longer. Could be the angle. Okay.
Mind if I use your phone? Won't work on mine.
Yeah. You know why it won't work on yours, don't you?
Because it's a really bad phone.
Because it's an iPhone. Okay, this is quite a laborious process, but what I'm doing is going along each pad, holding it in place, waiting until it gets liquid and feeling for the drop. And that way I know 100% that they've made a good connection. Quite honestly, some of them do feel like they're dropping further, so it's definitely worth checking your work. Okie dokie. Yeah, the last one I done, easy Isaac. Yeah, the last one I done, I thought maybe I bent the board, or there was another secondary problem that I didn't look for. I didn't have time for it because I'd only counted enough time to do this, the charge port on it, and I had to move on to the next one. So I didn't even have time to really have a look and diagnose why we were just getting backlight. But yeah, I'm gonna come in and tidy this one up. I'm going to turn the brightness down on this. I think they're pretty good. I think I've probably melted the plastic in between slightly. No, it looks like old flux. But I'm happy with that anyway. Okay, next thing we're going to do is isolate these pads. Excuse me. And then we're going to stick it back in and go from there. And hopefully that's this one done. Just going to measure this roughly. And this is just to stop this isolating, stop this touching the metal housing on the bottom. There we go. That's all good. Tidy this area up a bit. I don't think I'm going to need any of these. Let's bring this back up here. Let's switch cameras. Here we go. Okay. I'm not going to bother taking the tape off the bottom of this. This is just for testing. You can see all of the glue in the housing up here. That's why I'm not keen on these. They're not screwed in. The trick is not to bend these too much. Just slot that in there. Like I said, I'm only going to do it temporary to start off with because we'll come back in and neaten this all up. I'm not going to bother with a general repair and gluing this all back together. I just want to make sure the charge port's fine. Get these connected. Okay, I don't... Cold caller.
I fixed my call, how can I help?
Damn.
I'll have to have a word with the manager about that if you give me a moment.
Here.
I was just asking if she can trade a phone to get another phone screen fixed.
It depends on the phone.
Okay.
But yeah, and whether it's locked and what network it's on, and you'll have to get the details. Might not be a phone we're taking. Ugh.
I just had a word with the manager. He said that it depends on the phone and whether it's locked in the network and what if it's got any other damage on the phone. Okay.
There we go.
Okay. pass that information along. The function you want to trade is a iPhone 6s rose gold, locked to Tesco, 2 small cracks at the bottom, and it doesn't ring, for a iPhone 7 screen.
Yeah.
It's a 64GB one.
Yeah, we should be able to do that. As long as it's not barred.
Yeah, I just spoke to the manager and he said as long as the phone isn't barred, he's happy to go ahead with that. Okay. Now you just have to bring it in.
Unusual.
We're open till 5. No problem. Bye.
Okay, let's get some of these connected. Okay, I think that's everything that needs to be connected. That's connected, just need the screen. Let's put some more glue under these connections here. Nice connection. Camera, where are you? There we go. Right, now those two are connected, we can come in with the power. Like I said, we're worried about the general repair after we get it working, and the aerials and whatnot. Hopefully my DC power at the bottom is going to be behaving normally now. I've got a shorter extension for it. So we're looking at the bottom there. Straight away that's going to 1.4 amps, which is perfect. It's displaying a low battery. And we're going to wait a few minutes maybe while that one is booting on. I'll leave that. Try and get a better angle. There we go. I'll leave that on that camera up there, and we'll have a look at why the other iPad mini 4 with this had the same. It had no power. It was brought to us. Checked the charge port. It wasn't pulling anything on the charge port even without the battery. So you know, thought common problem with the iPad Airs and whatnot. So we changed the charge port. It started behaving normally, started pulling the right amperage, but it would only illuminate backlight, which was annoying. So come back down with a microscope, get that roughly in focus, and try and have a look, see why it was only Is that in focus? Right, I'm just going to have a quick look around it because I can't even see it again. And get some more light. Everything looks fine around here. I'm sure there was a missing component on this. Let's zoom out. trying to be careful of the screw mat above it. Here we go. Okay, around the battery socket looks fine. Around this connector here, that looks fine. Okay, so I must have cleaned this with alcohol because there was one that looked really burnt. It looks here like we've got a crack across there. I don't know if that's loose. And I'm sure it was one of these dudes up here, probably this one. Looking at it, it looked like it was completely fried. I think this is the display. I'd have to check the circuits for that. But I'm almost positive these here are the filters for the display. So we'd have to come along here and check the filters. I think that one, oh, it's just got a bit of tape on it by the looks of it. Yeah, we'd have to see what's loose along there. Oh, I swear there was a missing component. Oh well, curse of the live stream. Anyway, that's another live stream. I'm concerned about this area over here. These look all off to one side. That is definitely... Oh no, it's glue as well. Well, that's something that we'll have to come back into in another stream. Try and find out why. In the meantime, this one's still pulling 1.4. We've still got the battery symbol. I'm pretty confident this one's going to boot. I will wait. We'll see if it boots. And then what we'll do is we'll come back. I'm just going to bend the phone back quickly and then I'll come back with an iPhone 7. It's 4 or 10 past 4 now. I might have a chance to do another live stream. Well, I'm going to cut this one off. This could take 10-15 minutes for this to boot. So it's been off for a while. I'm going to leave this charging behind me. And we're going to call that it. Remember, like and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, hit the like page to keep up to date. And I will see you again soon. Catch you later.